Welcome back, guys, to episode 2 of To Be a Bronco. Today I have with me
Jacob Ashraf.
Nathaniel Orozco.
Thank you guys for coming on today.
You're welcome.
No problem.
How's your day been today?
Honestly, for me, I think it was interesting because we did something for FNL today. We did that little basketball tournament.
Oh,
that was
really?
that was announced and everything. Dude, some of our kids could play, bro. Some of those kids I know that they're not even on the team, but they were. I mean, CIF, right?
Dang,
But,
really?
they were really good. We gave them 7 minutes. Scored the points were 8-2 because we were going by 1. But they scored 10 points within the first 3 minutes, dude. And they kept
Gosh.
They were just knock it out, bro.
And they don't even do sports?
No.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
Yeah.
most of them probably do. Honestly, most of the kids that sign up for it, I'm friends with, and one of them actually is on the team. So I mean, he's really good. I'm not gonna lie. For him being a freshman and being on the team, he's very, very good.
All right.
You say that, yet you weren't even there.
I just know how my friend is. Okay, BB.
Sure.
All right. Well, we're going to start with the first question. Just some light and relatable questions for you guys.
All right.
All right. What's a random fun fact that most people don't know about you?
So for me, I'm very much into cars, and I compete in leagues called sim racing. So
Oh, what?
I sim race. I compete in leagues. Right now, I'm actually in one. We're in season. So we are racing on Gran Turismo 7. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. That. Do the voice crack. But yeah. And probably by my hat as well. I mean, kind of get lumped, but I'm very much into the automotive world.
Okay.
With me, I mean, I'm the same way with my cousin. We're both obsessed with cars. So we like going to car meets. We like admiring JDM cars. And for people who don't know what JDM cars are, it stands for Japanese Domestic Market.
Motors too.
Yeah, or motors too. I'm really into that. Another fun fact is I'm a Star Wars nerd. So I'm really into Star Wars. You can ask me anything, and I will basically give you a background of it. And one more thing, I am trying to become a new uprising rapper in the world right now.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What's your rapper name?
I haven't really fully sorted it out yet, but right now the starting name is just 2Js.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, thank you.
So I would assume both of you are in Mr. Martinez's class?
Oh, I am. He ain't.
Yeah, not yet. So calm down there a little bit.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, then. Next question. What's a childhood memory that still makes you smile?
Playing Skylanders with my brother. Okay, for the people out there who played Skylanders, you know what I'm talking about. You know about, especially Swap Force, Imaginators, Trap Team, Giants. That I used to play. I play with my brother. We kind of still a little here and there, but other than that, that's the best thing I remember because since we had so many, we would assess our own armies type thing. So I would have one side of the room when we used to share. I have one side of the room full of mine, and then he would have his full of his. And,
What?
and then we would just switch in and out, in and out. It was a fun game. And we beat everyone, but
Dang.
yeah.
For me, that's a very kind of difficult question. I'm gonna be honest. I kind of vividly remember my childhood like that. Barely remember it.
Okay.
If I was to pick one, does that be when we were younger or when we were older?
I would say childhood is from when you can remember to probably the beginning of freshman year.
Honestly, I'd probably say, I might get a little bit emotional, but it was when I was friends with. Well, I mean, we're still friends, but when he was around, we used to play Fortnite growing up.
Okay.
That was his big obsession. That's when Fortnite was becoming a thing, and we would play, Battle Royale, and all that. And I think it was when we got our first victory royale. We were just so excited. We just couldn't stop bragging about it, and we just kept winning after that. But rest in peace to my friend.
Oh, man. Okay, then.
Dude, Fortnite was huge back then.
It was huge back then.
Especially when you were 4th, 5th grade, and it was big.
It was big.
No, yeah.
It's crazy.
I'm sad that I missed it out. I wasn't allowed even technology until
Same.
13.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. My parents barely allowed me to get technology, use technology, video games until I was probably in my 4th grade year of school. So I kind of miss out a lot.
Yeah.
On social media and all that. But I think it's good that I did, you know, so that way I was more
No,
active
yeah.
in the world, you know.
Yeah, I didn't get YouTube until like 12 years old.
You say
Really?
Yeah.
12 years old?
Yeah, she would not even let me have YouTube Kids.
Dude, I feel like I gotta humble myself now because I was getting access to technology since I was like 6.
What?
Yeah, they were like giving me iPads, and every time that I would play, we first had to like do a tutor lesson first, like that whole little tutor thing. But then after we had free time, and every time I would get it, Angry Birds Transformers is like the first thing I'll go to.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
Transformers that used to be like on the tablets and stuff.
Dang.
Oh my god, that just barely reminded me about that. That's crazy.
Yeah, did you get a phone at an early age?
I got it when I was like, well, this was during like a power outage when, especially with Amazon, we have all those power outages
Yeah.
and everything like that. But my first one I got was I was 12, and that was when I was in 7th grade.
Yeah. What was it, a flip phone or a
iPhone. Oh, actually, no, it was an Obama phone.
smartphone?
It was an Obama phone.
Oh my gosh.
It was a Samsung like G12. I don't know if that's like old now, but I know it was like one of those old grandpa phones, like has like a hard plastic case, like shiny and everything.
Yeah,
And it has like one camera in the middle, and it's just like scroll on it. And everything.
yeah. When did you get your first phone?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't have a phone, and I know people are gonna get shocked when I say that, but it is true. I don't have a phone, and honestly, now that I'm more older to realize it, you really think about it. Kids don't need phones. The reason why is because you have so many kids all up on social media constantly. You know, they're not paying attention. Like phones is such a big deal, even to point in school where they're trying to ban phones and all that.
Yeah.
And I get the point. You know, students aren't, you know, getting the I can't think of the word of it, but you know, the learning process for them to understand what's, you know, what they need to know once they get out of high school. You know, I've also noticed like a lot of you know, how do I say it? You know, incidents happen due to phones, you know, social media and all that. Like, you know, a lot of, you know, car accidents happen because of, you know, people being on their phones and all that.
Yeah.
You know, with me not having a phone growing up, I mean, I did have a tablet, but, you know, I don't have that no more. Me not having a phone growing up, it got me to open up and realize what's going on in the world, you know, to go outside, you know, do things, you know.
Yeah.
So whenever I'm bored or whatever, you know, I'll go for a walk, you know, maybe I'll take my dirt bike out on the street or something, you know. But honestly, I feel like it helped me open up more to the world and realize life is too short, and enjoy it while you can, you know. If people can, where you want to stop, you know, being on your phone on social media 24/7, put your phone down, man. Just go outside, enjoy life, or you know, just text your friend, be like, hey, let's go hang out, you know.
Yeah.
You know, let's go to the movies or something. Let's go have dinner, you know, something. You know, I feel like a lot of people need to take time in the world and realize, you know, what's going on out there. Like another example, you know, so, like when my parents took me to Disneyland one time, you know, I don't even have a phone. You know, I went and wandered off by myself, you know, just explored what was going on. I'm gonna be, hold up. I went and wandered off and got out, you know, like looked around, like, you know, see what was going on at Disney. Like I realized I experienced, like, you know, got on some rides and all that, and I enjoyed it, you know, and I was like, dang, I was like, this is what life feels like to not be on a you know, cellular device.
Yeah.
And that makes me think and realize, like, people don't need a phone. They just need to go outside and, you know, enjoy the world.
Definitely.
Dude, you're giving like answers that we're on light and relatable.
Yeah.
But we're already going deep. Hey, I'm not like I mess with it, like, but dude, we're on light and relatable.
Yes,
Car accidents and everything. Like
yeah,
that.
it's crazy what's going on in the world, and it's all through, you know, cellular, like phones and social media and all that. Like, you know, the world right now is about to become just nothing but technology, and and if you ask me, how do I feel about that? I think I feel a little bit upset about that, because why we don't need to rely on technology. Yeah, I get it, you know, technology helps a little bit.
Yeah.
We don't need to rely on technology. You know, we need to keep doing the same old thing, like, you know, with Elon Musk and all that. He wants to make, you know, cars, you know, just self-driving for people, and no, heck no, dude. Like, no, dude, like this is what helps kids learn. This is what helps kids, you know, realize what's going on in the world. This is what helps them become a bigger person, a bigger adult, you know. With me, you know, I drive stick. What do you drive? You drive automatic?
Stick and automatic.
He drives stick and automatic. I know both, but you know, I was driving one day because my dad has a an automatic car, and I was driving on the highway. And, we were just talking, and he just tells me, he's like, son, he was all like, he's like, your generation's probably gonna be the last generation to know how to drive, especially stick. And I was like, why you say that, Dad? He was like, with everything going on in the world, and with self-driving cars, he's like, you should be lucky and grateful that you know how to drive.
Yeah. I think self-driving cars is definitely a benefit to humans, but it's not something you give to the entire population.
Yeah.
You don't give it to the healthy 25-year-old who just takes it to work.
Yeah.
You give it to the disability person.
Yeah, I could see it as that too. I see, and if that's gonna be it, if it's gonna be in that way, let that be that way.
Yeah.
But don't give it to a young person who's like 27 years old. Who's able to, if they're able to afford their apartment bills or their house bills, and they're able to get up every morning, put on their clothes, brush their teeth, and go to work and all that, then what's so hard about you driving a car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially once you learn how to drive a car first in life, it's a joyride, as I've heard. I haven't actually done it yet.
You haven't driven?
No,
Really?
not yet. I was waiting until 18, and then once I turned 18, we started having car problems. So now I can't even use our cars.
Oh,
So right now I'm just studying the DMV.
Oh, just take it to auto.
yeah, take it
We'll fix
out.
Yeah, we'll
Fix it for you.
Yeah, because like for me, like I said, I drive stick, but I drive also automatic as well. And right now I actually have a truck in the shop, and we used it earlier today to take like concession stuff for F&L.
Okay.
By the way, totally joined.
Oh yeah, is that what you were driving? I saw you.
Yeah. So we were driving, and Mendoza's like, "You know how to drive this?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's
My truck."
automatic. Yeah, it's my truck. It's my truck, but like, it's just the way how people see, especially with electric cars. Like if you look at Teslas, Cybertrucks, the Volkswagen electric cars, and everything like that,
Yeah.
they don't give off the same feeling of you feeling the way how the transmission shifts through its gears, the RPMs of the engine roaring into your face, the sound of the exhaust from the car. Like another example is there's a Mustang here, like across the street. Like there's a house that owned a black Mustang, and when I heard him turn it on, it was like,
Oh my God.
wow, it sounded amazing. And it's just, if they decide to put us in a generation where it's fully electric cars, we're gonna lose that feeling of what a car is actually meant to be. It's not just a bucket of bolts. It's not something just to drive around every day.
Yeah.
It's another part of your human body, and you can make it into an extension of yourself to where if you do really good in it, like Formula One, World Rally cars, GT, everything else like that.
Yeah.
If you make it an extension, you could use it as like a therapeutic type, what do you call it? Therapeutic type therapy, I guess. Therapeutic type therapy, right? Right? And then just uses like that to get your mind off things. Because that's what I do sometimes. Like when I'm heated, when I'm like everything like that, I ask Mr. Martinez, can I just take the truck around for a lap? Just for at least a lap or two. He's like, sure, go ahead. And that's what I do. And that's what I've been doing like for the whole time. And just like early this morning when I was driving it, it just felt like it's part of me.
Yeah.
Especially for someone who's like in love with cars. Not just with trucks, but with cars as well. It's a part of something of yourself, and you can make it into however you want, shape it to however you want. Like if you can customize a car, you could shape it into your own way to where if you could even know it from the back of your head or the back of your hand. They're meant to be something not to be looked at as of just something to sit in, go from point A to point B, then right back.
Yeah. And I think we definitely need to keep combustible cars because that makes us non-dependent on technology and another situation. Because especially if there's just some kind of problem in the what would it be, programming of like a self-driving car, and it doesn't want to go or ends up taking you to the wrong place, what do? You're not an IT person.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you learn how to fix a car too, you know what to do, you know how it works and stuff. And if you try to fix the programming of a self-driving car, well, then it's probably going to have a bunch of firewalls from the company.
Yeah.
So at that point, I mean, electric cars, they don't even look that good too.
Yeah, no, they don't. And honestly, my word is to kids and people out there that are, have a car or are learning how to drive or about to get one, be grateful that you know how to drive and all that, because at the end of the day, if you just abuse that, then then that's not good for you, man. Because at the end of the day, you got to be grateful that you're at least learning how to do this, because one day, you know, you could teach your kids that. Not only that, it's a lot of responsibility, and you should be grateful that you know that responsibility, and you know that you can handle that responsibility.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of reckless drivers out there that just like to speed and they don't care, and it's like, dude, you got to realize having a car is a responsibility.
Yeah.
You know, you get pulled over, you can get a ticket, dude, and it's just not going to be a good day for you, you know.
Yeah.
And like, that's what I've always noticed with a lot of people who, you know, drive JDM cars. You know, there's a lot of JDM cars, JDM people who are ignorant, and then there's some who aren't.
BMW drivers.
Yeah, BMW drivers.
BMW and Audi drivers.
Yeah. Not to call out people out there.
For those who drive a BMW, don't be ignorant, okay? We see how you guys drive on the freeway.
But yeah, no, it's like there's the ignorant ones, and then there's the non-ignorant ones. The non-ignorant ones, they know, like, oh, you know, I'm not gonna be, you know, stupid or dumb with my car. You know, I don't want to get pulled over. I don't want something bad to happen to me.
Yeah.
The other ones, they're like, oh, you know, like, oh, I just stopped in the middle of an intersection and I was doing donuts and all that, and I'm all like, okay, you know, yeah, it's cool, but, you know, like, because when they describe it, they're like, there was a whole bunch of cars there that were just driving. I'm all like, yeah, it's cool, dude, but like, you don't realize you're putting yourself at risk and other people.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do that, man, like, at least wait until like maybe it's nighttime where you know that there's nobody around that can get hurt.
Yeah.
You know, and they're like, no, you know, I know what I'm doing. I'm like, no, I know what you're doing, but you're not doing it safe.
Yeah.
You know, and the same thing goes with a lot of people who don't know how to work on cars. You know, they take it to like to a shop, you know, like let's say somebody owns a Toyota car, they take it to the Toyota dealer, they get it worked on and all that. Dude, half the time you don't even, I'm being dead serious. I seen a news video where they took their own car, like they took a work car there to get work on to see what they do, and it was for an oil change, and they put a sticker on the oil filter, and they had a hidden camera down there too. When they got it back, they went through it and they didn't even change it. All they did was just look at it like this with their flashlight. They just let it sit there on the car lift, and then after that, they just took it down, and they just waited for the next day for the person to pick it up, like the next couple minutes. And it's like, what the heck? Or when they do it, they do a messy job. They leave your undercarriage all oily, greasy, dirty, and that's what could really mess up, your cars really bad.
Yeah.
With me, when it comes to doing my oil change on my truck, I don't trust nobody but myself or my step.
True. I can relate.
I don't trust nobody but myself or my stepdad to do my oil change, because there's a certain way I do it to where it doesn't get messy, it doesn't mess up anything, and and it gets done the right way.
Yeah.
And the same thing goes for like people driving stick. The one main thing about driving stick is knowing how to clutch. Once you figure out how to clutch, everything else is easy on driving stick. It's just knowing how to clutch, and it's also about listening to the motor. You got to know when to shift gear, when to downshift and all that. It's all about just listening for stick. A lot of people who drive automatic and then they drive stick for the first time and they don't know what to do, and that's why it's very important you listen to the motor. It's about listening and feeling, getting to that, hold on to that feeling once you know. That's why I'm saying, I'm not saying that driving is a big responsibility. Yeah, it is, but especially when you have a manual vehicle, it's a even more bigger responsibility.
So in conclusion, or else we're gonna make this whole conversation about cars.
I know, sorry, conclusion.
Don't rely on technology. Get out the habit. Go out and actually live your life, and very much don't get Teslas. That's next question, Matt.
All right, then, on to the next section.
Yeah, sorry, we're taking too long.
Oh, you're good. It just shows that the first two questions will just show how comfortable the guests are, and you guys are super comfortable, so you're a really good guest.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully. Like, we were like discussing over the phone last night. I'm like, dude, you better act normal, bro. Like, cause this is like a second act. I'm joking. No, he acts like this. Like, he's a good kid. But yeah, I'm just making sure though. He acts okay. Cause I'm like, sometimes the things you do are questionable.
I hope those are questions you ask us about, like, no, I'm just...
Yeah, okay.
Thanks, man.
All right. Onto emotions and vulnerability.
Okay.
What's one thing you wish people understood about you?
To be honest, one thing I wish people understood about me is that I'm not the type of person that everyone looks at. Okay. Like, I know that there's just some situations and whatever, but I'm not the type of person who you think you are or who you think I am within your own mind.
Yeah.
But in reality, if you don't get to if you don't give the time to get to know me, then it's just like, dude, you have a whole nother character characterized, and that could be so wrong and so off topic.
Yeah.
Rather than who I truly am and how nice I am. Because like, don't get me wrong, I helped a lot of people. I have helped so many people. One of them was like on the attempt of suicide. Okay, like let's just get on that real quick.
Okay.
One of them was like that close to actually ending it, and I stopped it. I stopped it from getting to know them, getting to know who they are. Good, they helped. They also wanted to get to know who I was, and it very much helped them realize that, oh, life's worth living. That there's people out there that are good, and rather than not just someone who they think within their own mind of who they are, and just by like that one famous saying, judging a book by its cover.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I feel like, especially when it comes to people who look at me, they just judge the book by its cover, but not actually get to know who the real person is and who I truly am.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't even like consider a lot of people my friends. I just consider as like acquaintances.
Dang.
Okay. Like me, I'm just
Yeah.
Dude, I have to consider you as from your family.
yeah, I know. I'm just playing with him. With me, honestly, I feel like when people look at me, they look at me different, and the reason why is, I'm gonna be straight up with everybody right now. If the cameras are seeing this, I may look at the way how he dresses. It's completely normal compared to how I do. People will look at me and they'll think, oh, this person, he's probably a drug dealer. He's probably, a gang member or something. Don't talk to these type of people.
Yeah.
Just because the way how somebody dresses, don't stereotype them. You never know what that person could be going through. You never know who that truly person is. I feel bad for a lot of people because when a lot of people who maybe want to get to know me or maybe want to, talk to me, I'm pretty sure they walk past me and, I have, because it's just my resting face. I have a mean face. So when people look at me, they're like, oh, he looks like he's aggressive, very mean type of person. You don't associate yourself with them, or the way how I act and all that. I feel like a lot of people don't associate with myself with me. And it's not because I choose to act like that or just choose to be like that. It's just my emotions, my feelings. I let it get the best of me, honestly. And that's just something I've been trying to work on for years. I'm trying to change myself as a person to be better and help out other people,
Yeah.
I mean, I've helped out a lot of people get through stuff, when I've had help friends get through, breakups, when they're going through something, depression and all that. I'm gonna be honest right now. You people are not alone. You may think you're alone, and when people tell you you're not alone, and they're like, no, you don't understand or any of that. No. Trust me, you're not alone. I go through the same thing you guys go through. Anxiety, depression, all of that, paranoia, all of that, I go through. And is it a struggle for me? Yeah, because it sometimes brings me down. I do doubt myself because of the things. But one lesson in life is never doubt yourself. If you doubt yourself, you will never get nowhere in life. Always motivate yourself to do things that you love, because if you're constantly doubting yourself, you're not going to get nowhere. And believe me, it's true. There's been times where I've just doubted myself over the littlest things, and I'll never get over it. To honestly be the better person, it's to just change who you are. If you're a person that's like me, I'm not trying to be stereotypical or any of that, but if you're a person who dresses like me or somewhere closer to me, and you do these type of actions, like you're always angry, you're always talking back to teachers, you're always landing yourself in ISI, ATS, or any of that.
Yeah.
And you're thinking to yourself, no, it's the teachers and this and that. Yeah, maybe it might be the teachers. Maybe you gotta reflect on yourself. You gotta look at yourself. But is it also me?
Yeah.
And I do that to myself, and it's me. I'm gonna be honest. There's some people who hate me because of the way how I let my anger, my emotions get the best of me. And because of that, now some people don't want to associate myself with me because of that. But if you actually get to know me and get to talk to me and hang out with me, you actually understand that I'm a really chill person. A lot of people who see me who do kind of know me, just because I have a class with them. They're like, oh, he's annoying or this and this and that. But the reason why I kind of am annoying is, I'm gonna be honest, I am annoying. It's because of my ADHD. I can't control my ADHD. So the only way when I feel my ADHD start kicking in, that's what happens. I start talking, because I don't know how any other way to let it out. I tried fidgeting with things growing up, and that just never worked. I just realized talking a lot was what helped calm my ADHD.
Yeah.
So that's why I would always get put as like a disruption towards class and all that. But if you actually get to talk to me, get to hang out with me, get to know me, you understand, oh my God, he's a really chill, kind, nice guy. And another thing is, for people, if you're going through something or, you want to talk about something, you can totally come to me or my cousin, and we'll be there for you. Don't think that you're left alone, Don't think that, you're by yourself, cause you're not,
Yeah. Wow.
You just live how you want to live, man.
You just live how you want to live.
Because in the end of the day, it ain't no one else around you besides the people who you have close to.
Yeah.
All right.
At the end
You
of
only
the
have
day,
yourself. And that's only the person you're ever gonna see in that dang mirror is yourself. So don't trust no one, man. Don't trust like anyone that you think that could possibly impact not yourself and the way how you are, but very much what your future is. Because like, especially with the guys nowadays, like if you look within a high school, there's so much, well, I guess you could say drama. So much drama, especially with like relationships. Like
yes.
yeah, like they make one person like their whole world, and once that person leaves, it changes them like quick. It really does. Like they get so attached, and that's like something I've seen too. Like, and I've talked to people about when it came to breakups and everything like that. They make someone so much of their life to where they think it's just going to be a fantasy of like living a whole Disney World fantasy, right?
Yeah.
But when in reality, once that person leaves, you got to note to yourself, is he or she, whatever you guys may like or whatever, I don't know, but whatever it is, don't make a person that is not going to help you within your life. You just keep focusing to yourself. Why? Because it's the only, like I said earlier, that's the only person you're ever going to see in that mirror. That's the only person you're going to ever trust. And that is the only person that you should always know how to keep yourself control. Right?
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm not sure if you heard a lot of stories, but I have. So, like, I don't know if we could probably relate to that. I mean, have you?
A little.
Have you?
A little.
A little?
Yeah. One of my friends started getting into drama, so.
So you're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was so close. I went through 3 years of high school without drama.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a senior?
Senior, yeah.
Oh, dang. That's crazy. But yeah, like my first breakup, this man was there for me, that day.
Oh, I remember those days.
No, it was literally this year, my first breakup. I couldn't get over that person, and I came to him, I'm gonna be honest, people are gonna, I don't even care what people can say. Yeah, I cried, I shed a tear because of that person, but he helped me get through it, and so did my homies, honestly, like he said, don't rely on that person to be your whole world. Because at the end of the day, that you never know, that person might not be there for you.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's when I say you're not alone, because there's millions of people out there that will be there for you.
Yeah.
You guys, I'm gonna be honest, everybody who's watching this, you people are everything. You are God's person. God made you for a reason. Amen. But God made you for a reason. God made you for a reason. So don't think that you're alone. You are everything to this whole world. Don't think that you don't matter. Don't think that you don't do anything. Because at the end of the day, everybody matters. And, I'm going to say one thing. I do relate to it a lot, but it was by my favorite rapper. I feel like I'm dead, but I'm alive, but I'm dead.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't mean to blame it on my career neither that I'm trying to start, but, I tried giving her everything. I tried to give her the whole world. And, you get this genuine, feeling for that person, and you try to make them your whole world.
Yeah.
And, then it's like you rely on, I relied on her to be my happiness, my source of happiness. And, that becomes like a drug. And, that drug right there is my source of happiness, and it's a part of, and that ended up becoming after, we were done. That became my depression. became my, you know, my void, my inner darker void,
Yeah.
you know. And not to even get more like, I don't want to say creepy about it, but like, you know, because of my depression and all that, I sometimes like, you know, I get like really bad anxiety. You know, I fear being alone. You know, I feel like I will never be with somebody again. You know.
Yeah.
And then like, not even to get more weird, but like sometimes I feel like I hear voices in my head. You know, of like from my past. You know, like either like me and that person were in that relationship. Like I'll hear voices of just, you know, like her or other people just talking about me or saying something about me, or it'll be like, you'll never matter in the world or any of this and that. And
Yeah.
honestly, I try not to, like, I'm not saying I let that control me, but it feels weird, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, that quote from that rapper, XXX Tentacion, like you made
I
me,
thought so.
yeah, you made me open up my eyes after I seen that video, and I realized never rely on a person to be your source of happiness.
Wow. Actually, very similar to the same thing I went through, except it was Juice WRLD for me. And when I lost my happiness, I turned to the Bible for my happiness.
Amen, bro.
Amen.
Yeah.
Oh shoot! If we're gonna be talking about this, then okay. I can
Hey,
give y'all something real quick.
This is run by me, so you can say anything you want.
So like, for me, I recently just got out of one, right? I recently got out of them, but it's just that when I started realizing that that person just started to kind of pull away after a while,
Yeah.
I knew that I couldn't depend on her to make me happy. I can't. Because then in the end, I'm never going to be happy, right?
Yeah.
So what I started doing, I started finding who I really am and what really means a lot to me. And what happened? I ended up sim racing. I actually ended up like just to kind of lighten up the mood here a little bit. But I ended up just playing a lot of sim racing. And then once I found out like I wanted to do something like actually external, because you need like a lot of money to actually race in real life.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? Let's give tennis a shot, right? Although Klein kind of pushed me into that. But it helped.
Shout out to
me,
Mr. Klein.
Yeah, Mr. Klein, if you're watching this, shout out to you.
I'll show him the
happy.
clip.
I'll show him the clip.
Yeah, but it's just, you need to do things, especially to where it matters to you most. Because if you don't, you're never going to find what's going to make you happy. And never, and I mean, guys, never, ever depend on anyone who wants to make you happy. Like, don't believe like anything that they might say, or especially if it's like long distance. For those long distance relationships out there, right? Don't believe in something to which they say and it's ever going to happen, when in reality, you don't even know. You don't even see that person 24/7.
Yeah.
Like, how do you really know they're living up to your expectations?
Yeah.
Just find yourself and find who you are. And don't ever, this is from a song, by the way, so if y'all might know this, but from Chromacopia, Tyler the Creator.
Yeah, okay.
Right? Hold up. Like, right here. Right here.
Oh, what?
Right here. I made this myself. Or Martini. Or Martin. Martin. I call him Martini because it's like action clip. One thing I do take from one of his songs is, don't you ever in your beep life, right? Don't you ever in your life dim your light for nobody. Like, ever. Because that light is always going to be on you. And it's always going to be in you. So don't you ever dim it for no one.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And honestly, I kind of feel bad, you know, for my mom and my dad and my stepdad, everybody who I always blew off because I relied on. She was actually my first relationship. You know, we started in 8th grade and we ended in right now this freshman year. I feel bad for everybody who I blew off just to be around her, you know.
Yeah.
I should have just realized I should have never relied on her to be my source of happiness, you know. Every time there was a chance, you know, my family wanted to do something with me. So I said, hey, let's go out and do this. And I'd be like, no, let's stay home and talk to her. Stay on the phone with her. It was rare for me to actually go outside and hang out with somebody. And I realized that I should have never, you know, relied on that person, you know, to be my source of happiness. And she would even always tell me, she would be like, just go spend time with your family, you know, because I was like, nah. I was like, I just feel bad for you, and I just don't want to leave you alone, you know?
Yeah.
And honestly, I kind of wish I never did that. But that's why I said, you know, what X said in that interview, because after seeing that and always listening to his music, always watching his documentaries, and all that, I realized I was like, sorry, I don't want to say something bad, but I was like, holy crap, you know, like,
Yeah.
I'm just like X. Okay, people might laugh. Like, go ahead and laugh. I don't care. I'm just like him.
I think that was the point of his music.
Yeah, I'm like, maybe there's some people that do feel like, oh my God, I'm just like him. No, I relate a lot to X, and I feel a lot like him, you know? There was, another interview that somebody did on him after he had passed. There was different, eras, versions of X. There was the black hair X when, he's barely coming uprising, he was getting into a lot of bad stuff, growing young as a teenager. And then there was the blonde and black half hair X, that's when the allegations started. That's when he barely got into prison, and that's when his album Look at Me became, a popular song, And then it went to the I want to say like gray or white hair X, where he barely got the tree tattooed in the middle of his head, and that was he called it his evolving version. Him trying to get better. That's when he was going through really, really bad depression and all that for himself, and so he shaved his eyebrows off,
Yeah.
And then he came to the blue hair X, Indigo X is what he called it. He called it Indigo, and that's when he realized he knew what it was being such a bad person, and what it was like to be such a better person, and he wanted to change. He wanted to change the world. He wanted everybody to get along, and everybody to be by their sides. Holding hands, touching shoulders. Get along in the world. It was like,
Yeah.
he was trying to be like. I feel like in my preference, I think he was trying to be like Tupac. Tupac was trying to spread the message. In the movie, or not in the movie. Sorry, the song Changes by Tupac. He talks about, he's like, we need to change the way we eat. We need to change the way we act. We need to change the way how we're towards each other.
Yeah.
Tupac was trying to say that, no matter the discrimination going on in the world and all that, everybody needs to change and just be one,
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I see it to myself, I wouldn't say there's very different versions of me, but growing up, I was just buzzed. I was really getting in trouble. I had a buzz haircut. I was always getting in trouble. And then it kind of just went to, the, how do I say it? I think it was like the Edgar cut. That's when the Edgar cut was becoming a popular thing. It became the Edgar cut, and that's when I was getting. That's when it was getting really worse for me. Then it came to the point where I'm not trying to promote it or any of that, but I was getting into fights and all that.
Don't get the Edgar.
Yeah, don't get the Edgar. Trust me.
Don't get that.
And I started getting really bad in school. I was getting sent to ATS, ISI. I was getting into fights and all that. And then it came to the slip back. I did a normal, kind of Chicano style slip back. That style was a sign of me trying to show that I was reviving myself. I was trying to be a better person. I was trying to, let everything go from my past and just become a new person.
Yeah.
And then now it's braids. I get braids done. I don't have them in right now. But what people ask, why the braids? And I always tell them, I get it. I got it done because of my favorite Spider-Man character, Miles Morales.
Huh.
But why the braids? I just feel like it's not a sign saying that I'm fully revived, but it's just a sign saying that I'm trying to become a better person. I'm trying to do better. Yeah, you may look at me like, well, he's got that, he's a bad person, but no, I'm trying to show that I'm trying to be a better person. Yeah, I may have made some mistakes this year.
You made plenty.
I made plenty mistakes, bad decisions this year, but I'm just trying, So that's how I relate to that too,
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't he have cornrows in the new movie?
No, it was just two braids, and that's why I get my two braids.
Yeah, isn't it in the new Spider-Man Miles Morales movie, the Spanish one who has his father dead?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that's who you got.
That's where I got my inspiration.
You can't say Miles Morales.
Okay, well here, let me.
Prowler.
Sorry. Let me specify the Prowler Miles Morales.
There you go.
The inspiration. But anyways, your next question.
Yeah.
Damn, that was actually pretty deep one. I like that conversation. That was actually really good.
I think we only have 10 to 13 minutes left, so I'm gonna skip a lot of the questions.
Oh no. Sorry we took your time.
Oh, that's good. I like the answers that you guys are giving.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll go into some values and growth questions.
Okay.
Okay. How do you define success, and has that definition changed over time?
For me?
Oh, no, sorry. Sorry, no. Just hold on to that, please. Okay. For me,
go.
I think I might have the right answer to answer that question. How do I define success, and how do I see it even going on right now? Success, honestly, I defined it as pursuing your dream. You want to accomplish, you want something done in your head, then do it. Pursue your dream, put your effort into it. take your time. Don't rush it. Just take your time and you will succeed in life. That's what I'm trying to do right now. I am trying to succeed in life. I'm trying to become, a new rapper. And it's not like God is going to grant me that wish and be like, here you go.
Yeah.
It takes time because God is trying to build me to be a bigger and better person. He's trying to, God is still, how do I say this, molding me.
Yeah.
He's still molding me because he knows in the future that if I take my time and don't rush it, I will succeed in life and I will become what he has ready for me.
Yeah.
God, don't expect God to be your person of, to bring you luck and everything you want.
Yeah.
Just because you try so hard, you always pray to God and you always succeed answers from God. You always go to church because you're trying to be a better person. You're trying to get those, those handouts. It's not going to work that way.
Yeah.
It's not that God is ignoring you. It's not that God is not listening to you. He is. He's trying to tell you that just work hard, do what you need to do, and it will come to you later on next in the life. How do I see myself succeeding right now? Barely. I'm going to be honest, barely. Right now, I think the only way I can see myself succeeding is focusing on school and taking my time, slowly writing down my raps, my freestyles.
Yeah.
And, once I figure out sorry.
Really promoting out there.
I'm sorry.
That's respect. No, like, it's good.
As long as I take my time and, because right now I'm working with somebody who will remain quiet.
Okay.
Right now he's just telling me, take your time, focus on what you need to focus, and keep practicing. And then you'll get better at it and you'll know you succeed in life. And that's what I'm doing. I'm slowly taking my time. I'm focusing on other stuff right now, and all that I want to get done, also for my life. I might end up I'm thinking about probably joining the military too.
Okay.
But I'm just taking my time and, when I'm ready and I know I got everything written down right and all that from my mentor, then, I will send all my stuff off to, studios.
That's good.
Yeah. And I think one thing people don't realize too is if God has to mold you, how does iron or gold get molded? It gets thrown in a furnace.
Yeah.
So you have to go through the fire in order to be molded into who you want to be and who he wants you to be.
Yeah, and that's basically what I was trying to say. Thank you for getting people to understand that.
I was basically concluded, bro. All right. For me, honestly, I define success with your family. Right? Okay. Because family is always going to be there for you. You can have money, you can have love, you can have prosperity, you can have all that stuff, everything in the world, right?
Yeah.
In the end, you're always going to have your family. They're always going to be by your side, especially down to your lowest. Like my mom, she helped me in so many ways. I can't even describe it. Like, thank you,
Yeah.
I can't describe it in so much, wordly. I just had to show her when I actually am able to,
Yeah.
But it's just that not only her, but my grandparents and my brother, they helped me a lot, so much to where they helped also encourage me to rebuild myself, especially in school and who I am in school and shape the way how people see me. Because, it's just, you just need to be that's how the way I kind of define your success. It's just with your family supporting you, that's who the people you could always trust. Because there's people out there, especially in this world, they don't live with families.
Yeah.
They get adopted, they get transported, they get their parents taken away.
Yeah.
We're from politics. We're just gonna leave it as politics. Right?
Yeah.
We're gonna leave it as politics. But there's a lot of people out there that don't have families, and that's very much something you shouldn't be taking for granted. Why? Because they're never gonna ever be there always within your life. There's gonna be one day, and this is for the kids out there who thinks that not listening to your parents is a good thing. Trust me, it's not. Okay? It's not. I was down that path one time. Okay? You listen to your parents and take as much time with them as possible. Because if you don't, later in the future, you're going to regret saying, oh, I wish I had my mom here. She would help me know what to do. Oh, my dad, my grandma, my brother, sister, any people out there, or even your aunts, your family, your cousins, right?
Yeah.
That's what you could be successful in, is within your family and your family yourself. So, yeah.
Honestly, I say the same thing that he says. My mom and my dad and my stepdad, my brothers have helped me get through some stuff, But it's not that I don't ask for handouts and all that. The reason why I don't ask for help or any of that is because I want to figure it out myself. I want to learn from that. so that I can help other people learn from that. Because I feel like if I'm getting handouts from people, then I'm not learning. And, you know, that's why I don't really ask my mom, my stepdad, my dad, my brothers, or any of that for help. It's just because I want to learn myself, you know? Yeah, growing up, I was one of those kids that didn't listen to my parents. I would always rebel against my parents and all that. And, you know, honest, and even towards my brothers, I feel bad because I feel like I always say things or do some things towards my brothers that just make them hate me, or feel like, you know, I sometimes just feel like I'm not loved by my brothers because I do things towards them. And then I wonder why I don't feel that way. I think it's just because, you know, the actions that I've done to them. And the same way I feel with my parents is because it's not that I don't feel loved by my parents. I mean, I do, obviously, but it's just the reason why maybe I get that feeling, even though they do, is because it's just the way how I am towards them. You know, mom, dad, Justin, my stepdad.
Oh my God.
If you're watching this, I'm sorry how I've always been to you guys growing up.
In case you had to ask the next question, it was like maybe.
Yeah, sorry.
You're good.
But yeah, guys, he loves his family. I do too. And be successful with it.
Be successful and always be kind to your family.
Yeah, always.
Always. Even if you feel like your family's being harsh to you, just accept them. They're trying to help you.
All right. We have some fun kind of questions to close it off with too.
Oh, yeah.
If you could have a conversation with any historical figure, who would it be and why?
Can it be a singer?
Yeah. I'd say historical is anyone from 20 years ago.
Oh, 20 years ago. Oh,
Like 20 years ago, and then anything before that is historical.
Okay.
So it could be anybody. Just one person.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Just one.
Ooh, to be honest, God, if I could have one conversation to have with one person,
I think I already know who it is. I'm not gonna lie. Sorry.
No, it's like he was actually like really great back then, especially when he was singing, and he changed the way of what music is as of today. Has to be Elvis Presley.
I do it. I do it.
Like, dude, the way how he expressed himself over his songs, like Hound Dog, If You Love Me Tender, Can't Help Falling in Love, which is a lot of songs which play at prom, right? Or like any school dances.
Yeah.
The way how he just expresses himself, especially in the 68 comeback special. Like if you guys watch it, or if you like listen to a documentary about it, he went from putting on a mask to taking it off and showing what rock and roll was really about, like how he used to do it back in the 50s. And the way how he just shaped himself is just, wow. The way he built from poverty to righteousness, and he was able to build himself from the great bottom all the way up to the top, you know?
Dang, yeah.
Honestly, there's 3 people I have in mind, but I'm gonna go with the first one, which dates really far back.
Okay.
I would say the original Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius.
Okay.
Well, I know who he is.
So,
That's a good one.
I'm not sure if you ever seen the Gladiator movies.
Yeah, I've seen them.
Gladiator
I
one.
watched both of them once the second one came out.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So, you know what's crazy? Marcus Aurelius did have that actual dream for Rome, and honestly, the reason why I'm obsessed with that dream is because I see the same way for the world. I see a dream that the whole world could be free from all this discrimination and all that. The same way how Marcus Aurelius felt, there was a dream for Rome where Rome would be free and all that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel the same way for that. I know you said one, but I think I got like 1 or 2 more people. I'd say
Just say one more.
I don't want to say one more. I'd just say one more. I'd say Tupac.
Okay.
I feel like Tupac changed the world, well, he almost did, and so things kind of, I didn't want to say he did it. It was just a lot of things that happened later on in the world, but
Yeah.
I feel like Tupac got people to open up their eyes and change to people, look at people different, be one, don't discriminate other people, even no matter what you're going through. Honestly, his best songs that made me realize that was, Changes and I'd say Ghetto Gospel.
Okay.
You know what? Another good one from Elvis. Sorry, just to kind of hurry up with this until he has to ask what the final question is.
Yeah, the final question we still have.
Another great song from Elvis is "In the Ghetto," because he describes a little boy living in the poverty world, and then he slowly goes into the way how he eventually passes, and that's from getting involved with the drama around his neighborhood.
Oh, yeah.
So Yeah, that's another great song, which could help a lot of kids realize of what you get into now is going to process to what you're going to get into the future and what it could lead to.
Okay.
So,
All right then. So I don't know how many much more minutes we have. So try to make it a quick answer,
Okay.
but still try to have a deep value about it.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you guys to be a Bronco?
what it means for me, honestly, is just be yourself. Like, just be the person who you really want to be. Be the nerd. Be the gamer. Be the person who aced all his classes. Be the valedictorian, the salutatorian. Be the car nerd like us. Or better yet,
You like that, man?
be who you want to be. Don't let anybody in this school ever change who you want to be. And don't ever, and I mean like ever, to like try to change yourself for no one. Just be who you want to be. Because I know that we have those type of people around here in the school, the nerds, the gamers, the car nerds and whatever. But just be who you guys really want to be. Because if you don't, in the end, you're going to be like, dang, I wish I was who I was back then. What it could have led me to now. Because that's what I did.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just be who yourself, man. Be yourself.
Honestly, I don't really know. I don't really know what to answer for that question, but I'd probably say the same thing he says. Just be yourself. Don't follow the crowd. Be yourself. Set your own trend. Set a new trend. God, man.
Sure, yeah, like definitely.
Be yourself. Don't follow other people, because at the end of the day, those people you may follow may not get nowhere in life, and that's gonna lead you down to where you're not gonna get nowhere in life. Be yourself, and you will get somewhere in life. And trust me, you will succeed in life. I think that's all. God bless to anybody out
I have
there.
a question for you real quick, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, for you, right? We're gonna be a little podcast meeting. But just how you said episode 2, is that really true? Like, we're really the second people to come on here?
Yep.
And if so, why?
I
Like a
have
lot of-
gotten like one other person to ask on Instagram, and the rest of the people will have to be, I have to come up and ask them if they want to come on.
Dude, like,
So I feel like a lot of people don't really know
yeah.
that this is something we're doing here too.
Guys, look on Instagram. I'm gonna post it on my story, but guys, ask him. Great podcast.
Great podcast. Honestly, and I'm gonna tell you this right now: if you can't really get nobody else to come on the podcast, just get a hold of him or me, and we'll come up here
Yeah,
and
we're
talk about
glad
more
to
stuff.
come back
We'll
if you want
gladly,
us to,
we'll,
bro.
we'll gladly always come back anytime,
Okay.
no matter how many times you need us.
All right then. That'll be the end of episode 2, guys. The bell's about to ring right now, so we gotta hurry. And I wish we had more time, but thank you guys for coming on.
Yeah, no problem.
Welcome.
No problem. Dude, great podcast.
I like
Thank you.